What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily horoscope for Thursday, November 19th, 2020. Brian here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. As always, truly appreciate you all for tuning in. Wednesday was quite the day energetically, and we get this nice release today. I mean, we're coming off of a big Venus-Saturn square. The moon's going to finish up in Capricorn. It's going to, late last night, early this morning, it moved over Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, especially this morning. So it is this kind of like two-part day with the moon and our emotions and how we're feeling. And there was this big release, but also this sense of responsibility that we had to kind of grab onto and figure some things out. We'll take a look at the chart for today. Another big thing about today is Mercury here at 11 degrees is going to move to 12. That's Mercury leaving its shadow period from the retrograde that it just went through. So we've definitely figured a lot out when it comes to relationships as Mercury moved back into Libra and then came back here into Scorpio. And I think we got to really focus our minds on our deepest desires and who we want to merge with and be able to communicate that stuff that we really want to get out in life. We got to kind of let the truth out. And, that's one thing about Scorpio is it usually wants to get the truth out one way or another, whether it's facing deep fears, whether it's facing things within yourself, facing things through other people, that mirror that other people can be, and kind of what we had to go through yesterday in a sense with Venus square Saturn all day. So it definitely, I would say it's a release. It's a big release today. And it's kind of like our mind's free now to go take on more information, go find the deeper aspects even more, because we've figured out how we need to communicate and how we need to handle other people through this retrograde. And, we're out of shadow now. So there is this freedom to move forward with what we want to really get to the bottom of in our own life. And mentally, we got to figure that out. And we're coming off that opposition, that third one to Uranus in Taurus. I don't think anybody really knows what this reality is going to look like. And we just have to keep being the detective in our own lives and look for what makes our own environment stimulated with the North Node in Gemini. That moon's going to come over all the Capricorn energy early, kind of a silly circle, going to come over all that Capricorn energy, and, it's going to move into Aquarius this afternoon. It is going to square Lilith midday here on the West Coast and about 2:30 on the East Coast. It's just our true desires of who we want to be and how we want to do it. We just have to emotionally be responsible and do it. Like we can't, again, expect people to do it for us. And with Mars here starting to finally move forward, coming off the square to the moon, I mean, we really have to look at ourselves and our own emotions and be responsible and, put the structures in place to go further in our life, to look towards the future, to build something great for ourselves. And, it's going to, I think that overall, like this morning's good. We got that breakup, the moon over Jupiter, and it's going to finish up over Jupiter and Pluto late last night. But then Saturn this morning, it is that like growing up emotionally that we just had to go through, whether it's dealing with other people, dealing with ourselves, and getting to the core of our emotional values and really using that energy to move forward in something positive in our life. And then that moon's going to come into Aquarius here. It's going to work on a square to Uranus throughout the day. So I think emotionally, definitely trying to break out in a sense and like really find ourselves. And, sometimes we got to pull away from the emotions with Uranus. We got to just take that like disconnect factor of Uranus and look at the information that we've acquired during this Mercury retrograde, during these hard aspects yesterday, Venus square Saturn. Like we just got to kind of take a break emotionally, disconnect, look at all the information we've acquired, whether it's with people or anything in our life, and just kind of like put the facts together and be smart about what we want to connect to and really, do it in our own way. Like absolutely just the individuated state is so important. And sometimes you have to break away from people to find yourself, to come back to people with something that's going to be more innovative, something that's going to, make your life better in the future and take you into that new world that you could have for yourself, or make your own world better. And in a sense, we're all kind of looking for that. This moon here is going to make some, it's going to semi-square Neptune. So there is this like delusional factor we can go through with shifting from this so much structure and dealing with emotions very internally. And now we got to kind of almost disconnect from emotions and kind of look at what the universe is putting out on our plate today, and like make the smart decisions for ourselves, and make sure that we're connecting with humanity, with society in a way that feels authentic to ourselves and makes us feel good. And then that moon also is going to sextile Chiron today. So again, like being able to do things on our own and disconnect from what everybody else wants, but to feel secure within ourselves and do it in that unique way within us, like, is going to feel so good. And it really is like, even the way the moon's aspecting Lilith, Uranus, Chiron, and this Aries aspect too, it's like, the more you find the power and strength within you, and the more you can release what is making you not, be in your power, the more you can like eliminate those things from your life in whatever way, the more empowering it is. And the more empowering really you can be from within, just by doing what you desire, and just like taking a me day. Like, what do you want to do today? Like, there was so much buildup yesterday, and it could have been such a heavy day dealing with people. Like, it's a you day. Like, take this time to feel yourself, to disconnect from everything else is going on in the day. Find yourself, and and do it in your own way, whatever that may be. It doesn't have to look any sort of way. However you want to, however you feel comfortable and however you feel connected, that's the way to do it. And the sun at 27 degrees. We're finishing up Scorpio season here. We're a couple days out of Sag season. We're moving into eclipses. We're moving up to a first quarter square of the sun this weekend. So, I'm sorry, of the moon. The moon and sun first quarter square. So we're just we're definitely moving into intense times, and with Neptune squaring the nodes, like, we don't know exactly what reality is going to bring, and it can shock a lot of people. There's definitely shock factor here, and it can mess with you mentally, because maybe you're expecting life to look one way and it's going to look another way. And this is like a great day to take all the information that you've acquired so far and to just objectively think about where you want your life to go, and make it happen. Bring out that buried treasure for yourself. That's pretty much the spiel for today, I would say. I love an Aquarius moon. I am an Aquarius moon, so, whenever I get my lunar return and it comes back into Aquarius, I really enjoy that time. I think it's just easy to disconnect from what isn't of yourself so that you can come back to yourself and do it in a way that feels unique, and it doesn't have to look a certain way. And that's the beauty of Aquarius, is it's where it gets that shock and that rebellious, nature to it. It is about like the greater good of society, but it's not about the power that like Capricorn brings and like the structure of the hierarchy. It's like everybody's powerful in their own unique way. And the more we can come into that, everybody wins. There's a lot of information going on. There's a lot of relationship stuff that we're finishing up with Venus in Libra. We got to merge with people that are on that same connection, that want to create win-wins. And, you don't have to give your energy to people if they're not trying to, at least give you a shot to win too. Like, you deserve it. They deserve it. We got to bridge gaps here with the North Node in Gemini. And, we don't want to be delusional, I would say, with these Neptune aspects about what feels good individually and what, what the world should look like, what the environment should look like. It's an interesting time that we're coming into. So find yourself, brace yourselves, because we just don't know. And yeah, it's a weird. It's just we're in a crazy time. Like it feels like 2020, right? Like we've gone through so much as a collective, as individuals this year, and now we're like reaching the end. And I think everybody's like, oh God, we got it all figured out now. And it's like, with the way like planets are shaping up, and eclipse season, and Jupiter and Saturn moving into Aquarius, like the way you think everything's gonna look, it's not how it's gonna look. So we have to be strong within ourselves. We have to, look at all the information we've acquired and objectively, be smart. And we don't want to give our emotion to something that's just gonna break our heart, if that makes sense. Like, it's interesting times. Big transformations are going on all over, and within every single one of us, within this planet. And yeah, it's a wild time. And I wish I could just sit here and say I know what it's going to look like, but I have no idea what's going to come or what's going to manifest. I have ideas looking at history, but how it all manifests and plays out, I don't know. But the more we can find ourselves, the stronger we can be within, the more we can look at everything from more of a win-win perspective, and come off of these hard aspects with like a big breath and a big release, that like we have made it this far. And I think we all need to be very, very proud of ourselves. Just, I feel like so many people have gone through such a transformation this year, and they've gone through so much growth, and like you really need to like, do yourself a favor and pat yourself on the back and give yourself praise for getting this far, and to know that like the journey's never done, and to keep going and to keep patting yourself on the back throughout everything, and to keep your mind sharp and to take in more information than just what the world's projecting. It'll help so much. Let's see what the card is for the day. Well, it's the Three of Swords. I don't know if you can see it. The top of this card, it says Corona, and it has a crown on it. Three of Swords is usually the heartbreak card, but like the heartbreak is if you don't put the crown on yourself and congratulate yourself for where you are, and take this time to be strong. We have to be the kings and the queens of our own life. And it takes mental strength to get through when things in life don't look the way that you expected them to look, or that you hoped or believed they would look. Like, it takes strength, and we have to be strong within, and disconnect from what's taking your power away, so that you can wear the crown and not, feel like you're empty. Like, wear the crown with like power and justice within yourself, knowing that like that you're stronger than anything else, right? The Corona in this is so funny, because I was talking about 2020, and well, I guess that you could say, besides politics, the biggest theme, of course, for the collective is COVID, and how COVID's like left our nation kind of heartbroken. But has it connected more people through that crown chakra, to something bigger in life? And has more transformation came from this on an individual level that has helped so many people grow? And I think there's something to say about that, whether it's true in your life or not. Congratulate yourselves, pat yourself on the back. I love you all very much. I think you're all kings, you're all queens, whoever's watching this. Connect to the life you want, the energy you want. Be responsible for yourself. You don't have to be responsible for the world. Mercury's out of shadow, so I think we're all going to move forward, and our mind's going to start picking up the speed here as it tries to catch back up to the sun. So, use this energy today. We went through a lot yesterday, and we got a lot more coming, so use this day to mentally be strong and to get your crown put on your head, because you deserve it, and you need to sit in that power and own it. It is your world. You're projecting it, so why not live the best one for yourself? Love y'all very much. Peace.